Hey everybody, Mike Chipperini at Chipper's Island Adventures, and I am here once again in my home shop here at Homebase. Today I'm going to finish up the shelving for the closet in the room I've been renovating. And so what I have here right now, I'm in my shop, and I'm going to give you a little tour of the shop during this video. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the shelving is looking like right now. Okay, so hey everybody, this is what my shelving's looking like. Right now, I got this long one. This is like almost 9 feet long. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so actually it's 8.5 feet long. Now anybody that knows a sheet of plywood knows they're only 8 feet long, period. So what I did is I created a seam where the present shelving sides are. So this seam will run right along the top of the side, and then I pocket screwed it. Then I put wooden plugs over the pocket screws, and you can't even see it really. And then I also put the face on. So this present shelf is upside down right now, obviously. And then I have a couple more. Here's one shelf and here's another one. This one here, I used a board that was already pre-painted. So what I'm going to do, and one other thing, is I also have a couple of wall cleats right here. These are going to be used to support the sides of these big shelves on the wall. You'll see what I mean when all is said and done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my shop a little bit. So here you have my clamp rack. Basically my shop is all this here. So I got a couple sawhorses out here. And walking into the shop, and pardon the mess, it is a shop. And I cleaned up a little bit yesterday, but I do have to give it a really, really good cleaning and a purging. So this here is my clamp rack. I got various clamps here hanging. I want to get more. You can always use more clamps. Over on this side, with stuff that's getting ready to get purged, is my drill press. Then I got various tools here, jigs for the table saw. I got a couple planes up here and etc. tools, hammers, all kinds of stuff, spare blades. And then here's my table saw. And right now I got my compressor sitting on the floor. But here's my table saw. It's a cabinet saw. It's excellent. And then over here, this is another piece I built. I really like this. And as you can see, I got my squares all mounted on the wall here. And up top is a jig. And this door opens up like so and exposes the inside, as you can see. But the inside, that opens up. Push this out a little bit more. So it's a nice nifty way to store a lot of stuff. And these are like wires, these are like metal snippers. I don't use them that often, so I keep them buried in there. And I got some clamps and a set of bolt cutters over here. But this door I use a lot. This door I use a lot. And of course the front, which is wrenches, and these are wrenches for routers and things like that. Over here, got various screws, and I got a bunch of screws here, nuts and bolts and stuff like that that need to be put away. Got a little magnetic rack. That there's a another air gun or a pneumatic nailer. So everywhere in here there are tools. This here is a sander. You can see I put a square on it because it's a square sander as opposed to a round one, an orbital. Here we got a grinder, got my battery charger. Looks like that battery's good to go. Take it off there. All right, got my drill, and I have another drill that goes right here. Then I have this miter saw, which is absolutely awesome because it is a knuckle type miter saw, so it can go right up against the wall. And then all these cabinets have something in them. Various sandpapers, drill bits, razor blades, things for joining wood like biscuit joiner, biscuits and stuff like that, screws. But there's things in all these cabinets. This is glues and wood putties, things of that nature, various tapes. And I got these little things, those are for painting boards. I actually got some under that shelf right there to keep it off the saw horses. So, and then underneath I got a bunch of hand tools. Each drawer, that's a plumbing drawer. Down below, more hand tools with a electric drawer down below. More tools over here, and that's another kind of miscellaneous drawer. Then of course I have a dust collection system, and it's nothing crazy, you know, and I could take the main hose that I connect up to the table saw, and I can connect it to various tools in what I'm going to show you, which is my shop extension. All I got to do is open this door here. And in here, I have, right off the bat, I have a bandsaw. Next to that, I have a nice router table. Then I have another little portable cheapo router table. A joiner, which I just used the other day, by the way. Various stuff over here. An old miter saw, I really don't like that one. It kind of dies on me now and then. Then I have a portable cheapo table saw that I like to use outside. And this here is my planer, but I can flip this whole thing over, and underneath I have a belt sander. So if I'm not using the planer, but I need sanding, I can just flip it over and now I have a belt sander. This here's a tile saw because I like to do some of my own tiling as long as it's not way crazy. And then I have some lumber kicking around. I have nail guns, a roofing gun, and a regular framing gun here. Various extension cords. And then I have this, you know, I got to organize that. That's my other lumber. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put sections in here. So it'll be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sections, maybe 8. And that way there I can have everything organized. So that is coming, you know. So that's my shop. And, you know, it works pretty well. It took a long time to get here. I built it all myself. Put up the walls, put up the windows, framed this door, which was here, but I changed out the door because I like the fact that I can have these blinds in the door. Right now I have them wide open because the sun is starting to come on, and it helps keep the heat in here, and then in the summer I'll close the blinds to keep it cooler. Oh, and by the way, and I have this moving table that I do work on all the time. And you can see I got trays. Those are screws, nails, more screws, stuff like concrete taps and stuff like that. Then I got a bag with a big router in it, a grinder, a multi-tool. So I try to have everything I need. And slowly I'm getting organized. And it takes a while, trust me. And it takes a while to accumulate all these tools as well. But I like having my own stuff because I don't like being dependent on anyone. So this is my shop. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and paint up these shelves. I'm going to put 3 coats on all of them. A coat of primer right now, and then I'm going to put a coat of 2 coats of white, and then they're going to get mounted probably tomorrow morning. So let's get to it. Yesterday I spent the whole day painting. That means putting on primer, putting on a fresh coat of paint, then another coat of paint. And in between that last coat of paint, I went ahead and sanded. So this is what we're looking at. Not too bad, huh? And that is put together with pocket screws, and you can see there's a little seam. I don't know if you can see that or not. But this is 8.5 feet wide. So it's longer than a sheet of plywood. So I seamed it at a good spot, and you'll see what I mean when I put it in the closet. These are 2 smaller shelves on either end of the central unit. And then over here, these are going to be cleats, of which I'll mount a closet pole like so on these here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and carry all of this up, set it in place, get it all nailed in, and then I'll show you what we're looking like. It's going to look good. And then after all this is said and done, I have to put in baseboard, cap, you know, finish off the closet. So let's go ahead and get this done. Not too bad. All right, everybody. So I got my shelving in the closet. That's all done now. And what I did, you can see I got a centerpiece here, and then 2 hangers, pole hangers on either side, and there's plenty of room here. And I put a box up here because we were testing to see if it would fit inside here, which it does. You know, the only thing odd, this is a high closet, so there is a high shelf, but that can be a spot for things that you really don't use that often. So now, as you can see, I'm still waiting for the door. That door is supposed to be at the business place tomorrow. So as soon as that's in, I'll have it delivered over here, and then I'll get it installed. And that'll definitely take care of this. Today, I'm going to work on squaring away this electrical area, and I have a good fix. So right now I'm going to go ahead and do some extension wiring and this and that, and get that squared away. So I'll show you what that looks like when I'm all done. Okay, everybody, I'm going to wrap up this video, but first I want to show you how I took care of that little switch problem. And here is almost the finished product. I cracked the plate here, so I got to replace that. You can see the crack. But as you can see, everything's good. So I put this little mount in, and one of the cool things is what I did inside that allows that to move out. And I'll show you here. So as you can see, the side opens right now. And you'll never see this because there'll be books up against it. But if I pull that out and I go inside here. So basically, I put this thing up here. And it's like a cam. So all I have to do, turn it, and this whole thing comes out, the whole face. But if I turn it like so, it locks it in place nice and tight. So that way there, all this is movable. You can see I put a plate here, got a couple wires coming out, 14.2, 14.3 for the fan light and fan. And I think it worked out pretty good. And what I'm gonna do is along this rim, is I'm gonna go ahead and figure out a way. I might just screw it on, because as long as you can take the screws out, you're good to go, as long as there's access here. So I might just throw a couple screws in that you'll never see and go ahead and put this panel on. So as you can see, that fits in there pretty well. Like I said, there's gonna be books up against here, but it's so much nicer to be able to walk in here and just hit the switch. And of course, this is the fan, and this here is for an outlet for like a table lamp. So I think it looks pretty good. Still waiting for my doors. I think they're due to come in today. So this is a big deal to get these doors on. So what I'm gonna do is, once the doors come in and I start installing, I'll go ahead and film that, show you how I do it, but it's not a big deal. It's simply installing a pair of doors. And then I gotta trim everything out. Trim it all out, finish trimming here, trim on the edge of the bookcase where I redid it, paint everything up, and then this room is done. As I've said before, this is a little bit off the beaten track of the RV travels and all that. But like I said, I get, you know, some of us are busy at home as well, and I got a pretty good piece of property here that I have to maintain, so I'm going to be getting outside and doing some spring work here right after I complete this. And it's been just crap weather, so it's raining out. You can see my rig is sitting right here in the rain. You can see the rain on top of the air conditioner probably. But you know, I feel like we're stuck in the seasonal doldrums right now as we transition from winter to spring. You know, spring it's here, but it's not here all the way. It's not even April yet. So there are signs that are happening. I saw my first egret out in the marsh the other day, and pretty soon a true sign of spring is the osprey will return. So anyway, all for now. If you like these videos, feel free to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. All the best to all, and happy adventuring, carpentry, RVing, whatever it is you do. All the best to all.